Hi and welcome to Sports World on the 16th of January, a cold 16th of January here, and again the sport is worldwide, but not a terrible lot happening on a Tuesday evening in January. So bits and pieces. Just noticed that one of my favourite teams, West Ham, were knocked out of the FA Cup tonight by Bristol City, which doesn't cost me too many tears because they would not be my favourite team. Because their managers or how they're financed. I know people go on about Saudi Arabia financing certain teams or whatever city having their finance from that direction, all the Americans financing, but West Ham for the last number of years have been financed by the sex industry. In the sense that up to about a year and a half ago or whatever, the two main owners were David Gold and David Sullivan, who both made their money from that industry. And when Gold died, whatever, a year to 18 months ago, he left behind him a fortune of over 400 million. So not something that I'd be happy with as a supporter of West Ham. It used to be a great club. They supplied three of the best players on the '66 England team that won the World Cup, and were always known for playing an attractive brand of soccer. But now it's not just having those owners, but also the fact that Mr. David Moyes is their manager, and Moyes would never have been known for for getting his team to play attractive soccer. It's mostly defensive and looking for a 1-0. That's basically it. He hit the jackpot, of course, last year, winning some kind of European conference thing. I'm not sure, I've never heard of it, but that's the only trophy he's won in 30 years of management. Everybody knows he didn't do too well at Man United. He did well financially, in the sense I think he walked out with 6 million in his pocket after less than a year. And then people were always saying, "Oh, he did a great job at Everton." There for over 10 years again, they never won anything. And to be a great manager, you must win something. And I remember Howard Kendall with Everton was very unlucky, in the sense they were banned from Europe at that time, won a couple of first divisions and possibly would have won Europe. But Moyes is one of those managers, and there's quite a few of them around. I mean, they're earning good money, but if I was a supporter of his club, I wouldn't be happy with it, because fans like to be entertained, and of course fans like to win something, So there we go. That's my rant on West Ham over. Tennis-wise, in the Australian, nothing huge has happened yet, really. No big shocks in the men's as far as I can see, and just a bit of news that saw there on Yahoo that Rafa Nadal is giving big support to the Saudi Arabians and their quest, to be a great tennis nation, and how much he supports that. And of course, he's not getting paid anything for those views. He's just being Rafa. But there you go. And I suppose the other thing is my sumo, my Japanese wrestling stuff, and just saying last night, I guess that it is an interesting sport, and which is looking through it today, and as I was saying, the dominance of the Mongolian wrestlers over the last 25 years now, and the top level you can get to is the level of Yokozuna, which is very top level, and you have to win a couple of tournaments, or at least win one and have good records in both to get to that level. And before in the last 25 years, there's probably about 6-7 Yokozunas, and they've all been Mongolian. One one Japanese, Kisena Sato, who got there just maybe 2017, something like that. But Unfortunately, he only won one tournament as a Yokozuna before he got injured, so that one doesn't even really count. So it's worrying from a Japanese point of view. Just thinking why that is, and it's my theory that the Mongolians are more natural wrestlers. They start their own wrestling very young, and you'd also notice in comparison with the Japanese wrestlers, the Mongolians tend to be, let's put it, how could you put it nicely, less fat. The Japanese tend to bulk up a lot, as if bulk is going to win you, and there's some huge men and who look like, I mean, they've been, you know, they have been very generous to themselves at the table all the time, and that's not so bad if you win. But with the Mongolians, they just tend to be more, seem to have a little bit more muscle, and also because of the way Mongolian wrestling goes, they have more moves. They have more ways of winning it about than the Japanese have, and they're cleverer as well. So at the moment, it looks like that's where it's going to go. My guy, who's at the moment the nephew of Asashuru, um, he's after three bouts, he's 3-0. He's won his three first bouts, which five wrestlers out of the, I think it's over 40 wrestlers in the top division have done. So he's in a good position. But you don't know Hoshoru. Um, it's a tough 2 weeks, and anything can happen. And he wouldn't be the biggest either, so you wouldn't be betting mad money on anybody. But for now, it keeps us going. Um, Other than that, it's been coming with the horse racing. Even hasn't done much the last few weeks. It's kind of like the weather is against any horse racing really. So I'm not even sure what happened today. But we'll talk tomorrow. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Thanks for listening, and good night.